let me see by a show of hands, how many of you have pulled up to a traffic signal, you're at the red light, and you're sitting there wondering, does this traffic signal know I'm here? Well, I think we all have. I think we wonder, it's a time when just doesn't seem to be going right for us. Gee, everybody else seems to be going. Those guys went, these guys went. Well, how come, why haven't I gone? Well, I'd like to just briefly cover 3 different ways that actually traffic signals communicate with the motoring public. And those things are 3 separate mechanisms. And I'm going to go through them in kind of a sequential order of how they became part of our traffic system. One is called a pressure plate, and that was a mechanical mechanism. As you know, in the past, things were more mechanized. We used mechanical things. Then we moved into a time when we put loops in the ground, and those are electronic. So we started using computers and using that means to communicate. Then we've gotten even more advanced, where we've now gone to a digital age, where we actually can look with cameras and take a look at who's there. What I'd like to do is just kind of go into each one of them a little bit detail, so you kind of know, because people in the know are kind of, you can kind of show off. You go to those parties and oh no, that's not how it's done. There's a lot of myths out there. Some people are backing up, moving, they flashing their lights. Oh, that'll do it. No, that's not going to do it. So what I'd like to do is describe these mechanisms. The first one is a pressure plate, where they actually made a trench in the pavement, and they covered the trench with a rubber plate that was able to bend when a vehicle rolled over. What it would do is push down a little switch and just say, okay, somebody passed over this. Very simple. It was just a yes or no. Did somebody pull up during this time or not? So bingo, you get that registered. The signal would go, okay, when it's time for that operation to take place, either a left turn or go straight through, or what be it, it will go ahead and give you that opportunity to make your move. They sometimes fail, sometimes it get dirt in them, that'd be the connections wouldn't work right. They were not as reliable as these other mechanisms that we use. The second is what we call generically a loop detector. And the reason it got that name is because we go ahead and we cut a groove into the pavement, and we'll do that either with a circular saw, a big round circular saw. We'll sit down and just dig right into the pavement, make loops, loop detectors. In the past, we've had diamond shapes. And what we do is we run some wire in there. You know, a little technical, whenever you run a current through a wire, it creates a magnetic field. Okay, and you've seen that in those science, NOVA specials and stuff, where you see this little field created, it's moving around. There's actually, technically, you can figure it out by how that field is by the right-hand rule. Okay, if you have a current going this way, the magnetic field travels around that wire like this. So as we do a circle, you actually get a donut-shaped field, half out of the ground and half in the ground. So when you pull on up, you drive up over that, all of a sudden it says, okay, there's someone there. And it can tell because the current in the wire actually changes its speed. There's little detectors in the controller, and it says, oh, there's something there. And these are really pretty accurate. They happen, they work very well. We can turn the sensitivity up or down on them, and even a bicyclist can be detected by this. So later on, I'll let you know exactly how that works, and I do that when I'm out cycling. I'll go into a left turn lane. There'll be a cyclist next to me. Hey, how you doing? Oh, I wonder if this light's going to change. Let's see, he went to the right. So you put your wheel on the lines. You can usually see the lines cut into the pavement. They put a black sealant in there, in the groove, and then you know, okay, that's exactly where it is. To make it really well maintained, we'll go ahead and pave over that. We'll put asphalt right over there because the current field creates right through the asphalt. Well, then we move into the 21st century, and there's very good reason for that. What we've come up with now is these cameras that are mounted up on the traffic signal. They'll be way up high. You'll see them, they're kind of usually a white cone, on that white cone, and white cylinder, and it's kind of facing down at you. And what it does is, it looks for what the picture is when they set it up there. They can mount it up there, and it'll look down there and memorize that. And they'll say, this is what the road looks like. Even when it changes during the day, from dark to light, shadows, it'll change slowly, and it'll know, okay, nothing serious has changed. All of a sudden a car pulls up, all these pixels have changed color. They've changed lightness. And it'll go ahead and indicate there's a vehicle there. So this is a very good technology because we can move cars around. Go through a construction area, all of a sudden the left turn lane's over here. Okay, well in your typical signal, the loop detector in the ground is still over here. As a matter of fact, there's a big saw cut through it, and there's a trench there now. So that's not very good. They put the signal on flash, and you sit there, and it just goes around and around. So what I like to do is just let you know that you can trust in what we're doing out there. You know, these technologies are really quite elaborate, and you can be confident that when you do pull up to a traffic signal, either you'll be picked up by a pressure plate, or you'll get caught by a loop detector, or even there'll be somebody looking up from the top, and they'll detect that you're there. I want to thank you, and hopefully you can walk away with this knowing a little more, just to be that Trivial Pursuit winner next time.